with. Okay, so here we go. Let's get started. We'll turn the head left to right. We'll make sure that our neck isn't stuck in position through sitting at the desk for the whole day. That seems fine to me. No problem. And then drop the elbow towards the ear, opening up the lateral side of our neck. And at the same time, we activate the other side. And I often find I'm quite tight through here. And then head circles. So full circle, looking all the way down to the floor, looking all the way up to the ceiling. 5 times as we're preparing for a training session. Obviously, if you're doing this correctly, you'd spend a bit more time on this. So at your desk, you do this up to 5 times a day. So then we'll roll into the shoulders. Let's get some fluid moving in and around there. 10 times coming up and back. Thinking dynamic. 10 times building the elbows into it now and taking them all the way behind you. Starting to get the heart rate rising very slowly at the moment. And then elbows up and forward. Possibly a little trickier for most of us. My left side complains a little bit, but it soon warms up. Okay, so full rotation of the pelvis. Look for a full circle. That's the easiest place to start. You may find the front of your hips a little tight as you draw forward. You might find the piriformis deep into the hip from sitting a little bit tight too. But let's get that area moving, okay? And then we'll rotate the hips the other way. And as we tuck the pelvis under, that L5-S1 section of the back, the lower vertebrae, oh yeah, that likes to move. That likes to open up. Excellent. Low ceiling here, but never mind. You can see we're gently pulsing to the left-hand side while lengthening out the right-hand side of our body, getting ready for work. And then we'll drop to the other side. Starting to breathe a little bit. It always feels good to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. But sometimes it just don't work, so do what you can. Make sure the oxygen's coming in and not just going out. Okay, so for the flexion I'll move so you can see from the side. We try to keep the legs straight. We flex forward towards the mat and we'll open up the spine as we do so. Coming up, squeeze the glutes, extend the spine, looking up to the ceiling. So flexion and then extension. Flexing forward, legs pretty straight. Reach forward a bit this time. Try and keep the spine neutral if you can. Very hard to do. Not quite achieving that, but I'm on my way. And then up again. Squeeze the glutes and extend the spine. Looking up to the ceiling. So let's get our legs double hip width apart. Drop the weight to the right. Drop the weight to the left. Have a test of those older knees, eh? See how they're feeling? Or those previously injured knees, yeah. Bit like me, eh? But we can get them back, can't we? We can get them back. We can improve our strength in our legs. We can mobilize the area. We can sort out the mobility in the hips. Everything can improve. Superb. And then stance just more than hip width. Reach forward to the ankles. Try to drop the hips down towards the floor. Maintaining a reasonably high chest posture. Pushing the feet through the ground and up. Link the arms behind. Lift the chest up. Comme ça. Let's open up for the front of the shoulder. We'll turn to the front again. We'll flex forward. We'll grab those ankles and we'll drop down. And we'll open up the hips again. We'll get into that deep squat position. Bit of mobility into the ankles. Lumbar spine again, drive through the feet and up. Hands positioned slightly differently. Now the left hand is behind. Open up the chest and through the front of the shoulder. Good. Okay. So as I said, this is a progressive workout. So the first set is reasonably easy versions of each exercise, gradually progressing into something more difficult. Okay? So after a small warm-up like that, it's perfectly fine to go into something like this. Where's my timer? Here is the timer. So first exercise will be push-ups. I personally timed this in for 1 minute 15. I use a Gymboss timer. A Gymboss timer is absolutely outstanding. I use it for all of my timed workouts. And for the purpose of instructional today, this is going to work just great. So I'll get into position. I'm going to start with the basic box or 3/4 and run through that so it's going to suit everybody, and finish off with a full push-up. You may use whatever version of this push-up you would like in the second round of this, and even the third round, or you may wish to gradually progress it in the way that I probably will do. It depends how I'm feeling, eh? So, ready, gladiator. Let's go. So, I'm starting off with a simple box push-up that will suit absolutely everyone. I have my hands just more than shoulder width apart. I have my elbows, as you can see, slightly behind the advanced shoulders. And I'm running through a basic box push-up, keeping my spine neutral from my hips to my shoulders, and coaching and talking a hell of a lot. We can then move that into 3/4. Same hand position, just the width of a yoga mat, right in the center of the fingers. Starting to blow. 30 seconds left to go. So these are the basic version of the push-up. And then we have full push-up. Legs into the air. Dropping it down. Starting to breathe a bit. And fully warming up the area and preparing for some hard work. So we have a 1 minute break. What shall I do? Well, I'll just talk about that exercise. You saw the box, you saw the 3/4, you saw the full. There's something there for everybody. So you start with whatever is going to suit you, and you can gradually progress through the coming weeks. The push-up is great. It's for the chest, it's for the front of the shoulder, and it's for the back of the arm. Okay, so well done. Next exercise will be the squat, the basic squat. And we'll place the feet just more than hip width apart. Engage the core. Lift your chest up. Make your posture strong, okay? So these are the things we need to consider in 5 seconds when that clock goes beep beep. Everybody ready? In position. My fancy yoga mat. Let's go. So for me, I breathe out as I drop down, because I'm not lifting any heavy weight. It's a body weight squat or an air squat. From the side you can see spine is neutral. Knees drive forward towards the toes. Now depth, of course, some of us may not be able to get this far. Some may be even farther, with the bottom below the height of the knees. But for all of you, for safety, who knows the situation with your knees, we aim for hips about parallel with the knees. Drive the arms forward for balance. Do as many as you can. You can't go wrong. 10 seconds to go. Starting to breathe, getting warm. That's the idea. Where's the beep beep? Woo. And relax. Glass of water. Make sure you've always got water before you start. Whew. Because if you don't take sips of water during the training, you will dehydrate, your performance will deteriorate, and you'll be stuffed. So, what's next? The one piece of equipment I have, it's the red band. And we're going to do behind the neck pulls, which is a little bit like a lat pull down exercise in the gym. But fantastic for you guys who are desk bound right now, because it helps you with great posture and it activates your lower trapezius, okay, which can get long and weak through sitting for endless hours at your desk. So I'm indoors here, it's quite warm, hey ho, hook it in between the arms for me and pull it behind the neck and let's go. Now there's different types of bands that you can use. I'll add a little link in the description for the bands I'm using at the moment with my regulars. They range from yellow through to green, through to blue, through to yellow, green, yellow, hang on, green, blue, yellow, red, black. So I'm using a red here because I found the black band very, very tough. I do use it for other exercises, but we'll get the lats working here. We'll pull the elbows all the way down and see how far they go. And we'll activate the lower trapezius. And you see from the side, we've got that great posture, chest lifted up, the ideal Sergeant Major style posture. And because I've now did 5 appointments today, and I think a little bit tired, but I'm going to be okay, aren't I? So, red band, job done. Mr. BP says we're on a rest. There we go. Fantastic. Great investment. 5 bands for, I think, 12 to 15 pounds. Brilliant. Who needs the gym? Well, maybe we don't need it, but it sure is fun, isn't it? And when we're doing heavy lifting, really important. We can't stay at home and not talk to people forever, right? Okay, so 30 seconds to go. Next exercise is the split squat lunge. Now, for those of you who are not as strong or are rehabbing after injury, remember I'd give you the option to place your hands here so nothing goes wrong, you don't lose your balance. So here we are. I shall start with this basic version. Oh, I meant to add, if you are a beginner, for pull downs, use that yellow band, okay? Use the green or the yellow, the easy band. Here we are. So, split squat. I'm lowering back knee to the ground, and I'm holding on to this for balance. So, what I'll do is I'm going to split half the time with the right leg forward and half the time with the left forward. So there you go. Back nice and straight. And then for those of you who don't need the balance, push the arms forward, lower the back knee to the ground. Try and use both legs to do the exercise. It's very important that you're up in the ball of the foot and the back leg. Really important. That's halfway through. Because those toes have got to move. These toes, they got to move, okay? We've got to get some flexion and extension into the toes. And remember, you can hold on if you require. Everyone can do the exercise. Some of you may only be able to go a short distance. That's no problem. You do that. And you'll eventually develop the flexibility in the front of the thigh, in the back of the glute, to get even further down. And of course, get stronger. So, there we are. Let's get my form right. Too much talking. Whew. Brilliant. And we're on break again. So, we did 4 exercises. What is next, you say? As I say, it's a general program for everyone. Lower body rotations is an absolute must, I feel, for everyone I've ever worked with. So it's a rotational exercise for the core, but it frees up the spine, it frees up the hips, and it makes you stronger within your obliques. Because when the legs move side to side, these legs are heavy. what's going to control the core, okay? So, let's move my chair out of the way. Move over there, chair, and I'll get set up. Let's hope I don't fall into the fireplace. Or maybe you're hoping I do. Whatever. You can see me fine, good. So I'm waiting for Mr. BP to come on. Basic version. Legs. The heels below the knees. Something simple. We shorten the lever. Makes it a bit easier. Not so heavy. You get a bit stronger. We have a right angle at the knees. Keep looking up. Keep the arms and the shoulders down. Turn your palms upwards. The advanced version. I don't know if I should give the people a few shout, but you know who you are. And I'd like to see you training again. Okay? I'm watching you. So we have rotations. Full leg now. More exercise. Less talking. Let's wait for the clock. Very nice. Feel lovely release on my left side as my legs travel to the right. Oh, there's the click. Expect to click, most of us. Oh, there's the clock. I wanted to keep going. I was enjoying that so much. So we have lower body rotations. That is a core movement exercise. Great for swimmers, by the way, as the obliques work in the same direction as you use them in swimming. So an interesting point. So next will be a core stability exercise. I'm going to give you the good old-fashioned plank. I'm going to talk about two different ways that you can do the plank, okay? There'll be plank with neutral spine for most of us. We can maintain a completely flat tabletop position, and then there'll be plank with a little tilt to the pelvis under to activate the lower abdominals. For those of us who tend to dip, where our lower back tends to dip with a plank. You tall guys, this can happen a great deal. So, you're my coach, you'll tell me if this is a good plank or not. Yeah, send me an email or a text. You've all got most of you got my text. So here we go. So, plank, let's hold. So this is the plank with a neutral spine. Elbows below the shoulders. I like my feet a little bit wider. I'm not fussed about having the feet together. And I draw my navel into the spine and I brace the abdominal wall and I engage the core. Now, for those of us who tend to dip like this, I say tuck the pelvis under and tighten the lower abdominals so your back has a flex position here. Now, for you folks, I'd like you to do that intermittently. Eventually, you will stop doing it, okay? People who've got a spondylolisthesis problem, stenosis of the spine, if you get strong, you would do it with this tilt of the hips under. But I'll go back to neutral because that's where I am. But I'll show you the tilt again. Bit of flexion and then back to neutral. So if you do that flexion and you find that you're really getting a strong activation in the lower abdominal region biomechanically, then you should try that, okay? So that is one round of all the exercises. With a basic version, I'm giving it 60 seconds rest so I can talk to you about the exercise. I can give you coaching points and everything else. And if you want to follow with me, then you do it like this, okay? However, not much of a break, 30 seconds. We're now going to do full versions of all the exercises. So remember, with the push-ups, you can do the box or the three-quarter. The box, of course, is like this. The three-quarter is like this. So there's your choice, and I'll keep giving those alternatives prior to kicking off. Yes, the next exercise is push-ups, and I forgot that yesterday. and I've changed my shots, but we'll run through it right now and we'll embed this into the video. So, okay, let's do it. Remember the box position that we can go into? Very straightforward for most of us. And the 3/4 position, we're going to keep this going for the full minute and a half, okay? A few guys that are feeling strong out there. There's a full push-up. Oh, the mat's a bit slippy. I like to inhale on the way down and breathe out on the way up. So we're starting to work here, little hold, little break. Now you don't need to keep going, you can take breaks. Relax yourself here, you don't need to knock your pan out, okay? I reckon I'll get 5 or 6 more done. And there we are. And break. Woo! Crikey, how I missed that. So, notice my hands were slipping on the mat. Hands then went onto the carpet. That can sometimes happen. So, we have squats coming up next. And as I mentioned before, we're going to gradually progress the intensity of these exercises. So with the squats, we're adding the pulsing at depth, okay? So the pulsing at depth simply means you drop down to your deepest position and you pulse for a count of 4, okay? Deep position. Push that bottom back into the chair. You know, I always say, bottom back, get the weight into the heels, allow the knees to go forward over the toes, and you'll get some depth into your squat. So, take your time, get your breathing under control. Remember, it's very, very hot at the moment, okay? So when it's really hot, you may need to just refocus, sort your breathing out. Let's go! So this time we're just not going to just squat, we're going to pulse at depth, okay? We're going to go deep and pulse for 4 at the deepest point that you can, okay? This way it will help you build up your strength at depth, of course, but definitely build up your overall strength of your legs and your hips. Most of you will know that the squat is a fairly quad dominant exercise, but dropping your bottom down as far as you can, particularly if you get it anywhere the height of the knee or below, a bit advanced actually for you advanced guys, that will in fact give you more to do and engage the glutes, I should say, better. So try and keep the spine fairly neutral as I am there. Pulsing at depth for a count of 4. Coming straight back up. I like the arms directly out in front. As positioned. Think of keeping the chest up, don't round the shoulders, chest up, arms stay high. Last few seconds. There we go. Okay, so that was the squat with pulsing action to make it a bit harder. And as I said, I'm going to keep progressing these exercises through all 3 rounds. So, we did behind the neck pull before. We still have these bands here, these Gritton bands. I'm going to use heavy. I'll be exhausted. So, however, we're going to do single arm pull this time, not the double arm behind the neck pull. So, the setup for single arm is as so. Whew. Kneeling, engage the glutes, engage the core. A bit of extra work here, that's why kneeling. If I'm going to pull with my right arm, my left arm, sorry, my right arm is high, so I'll hold the band like this, promoting shoulder stability in here, and I will pull with the left hand all the way down and across the body, as you can see. So I shall split the time. I've got 1 hour 15 minutes here, that's 75 seconds. So roughly 40 seconds, 30, 35, 36 and a half seconds or so, is it? Then one side, then the other. I've got the red band, so it's a reasonable demand. I am working with folks at the moment where the green and the yellow band has been a very good start. So it's a great single arm pull down to one side. Oh, and here we go, other side. Left arm, left shoulder is now stabilizing. Right arm pull. So you may wish to just do one arm for this round, and then next round just do the other arm, because that's how we're going to run it. So 15 seconds, water dripping from the nose. Getting a decent workout here. Maintain the glutes, engage, maintain the core, perfect posture. Talking my head off. If I was doing burpees, I would not be able to talk, but it's not a burpee workout, is it? It's a strength and conditioning workout. Still starting to work a bit. So that is the single arm pull. Next we will be lunging, and I think, well, there's two things here. We can keep the split squat as you did before. For those of you who are struggling with balance, you should still do the split squat, okay? And you've got this here just in case you need it to balance. So I will start with that, and then I'll move into a real lunge for those of you who wish to work a bit harder. Except with both exercises, I'm going to want you to pulse at the bottom, okay? So pulsing. Someone said, no, I shan't go into the detail there. All right, 3 seconds to go. Here's your split squat position. Those of you less confident, you need this to see if you need it. Okay, so you'll go down, you'll drop, and you'll try to pulse, and then come up. Like so. So 2 there, 2 there. Oh, I need it. I don't need it. Okay, so it's there if you require. Those of you who wish to try something with a bit more demand in the balance, you may move away. 2, 3, 4, and up. Take it down. 2, 3, 4, and up. Take it back and down. 2, 3, 4, and up. Here we go. Let's get the heart rate up. I did have a monitor, but my kids stole it, and I can't find it. There's 4 of them and 1 of me. So you need to have good mobility in your toes to do this. So I'm in bare feet. You can see I'm up into the ball of my foot. And you need to have good strength on the leading leg to pull you back. Whew. Working a little bit. There we go. So pulsing split squat or pulsing reverse lunge. Something really for everyone. There's my 1 minute rest. So where were we? I know, it's lower body rotations. So the lower body rotations, I've showed you the versions. The 45-degree position for the legs. I shall run through again. If you're wondering which version you're going to pick. 45 degree, there's the 90, and there's the full. I may hit the fireplace. This could be amusing. Notice, unlike some of you, I do not have ornaments positioned close to me. Tidy away your ornaments before your next appointment, please. Don't break anything. So, 10 seconds to go. You've seen the versions. I'm going to do a full version with the legs. I'm trying to go a little bit faster because I can, and I can control what's going on. Here we go. I got my click last time in my back. I feel great now. It's just like an adjustment from Marco Massimo in the clinic. How we missed him? Well, I do. But the only problem with lower body rotations is you start to travel. Why is that? The trunk movement is making me travel. So I'm about to hit the wall. I quickly rustle back. And you beginners, I'll remind you of your versions. For those of you who struggle with the leg high, let's return back. Palms facing up, shoulders facing down. Keep the head looking up. Working those obliques into the core. The clock hasn't gone off. Goodness, I thought it had. That's what you get for talking too much. There we are. Superb. So we've got that. So next we're starting to think of the plank. Now people say to me, you know, why plank? Well, plank is great. It works and allows you to stabilize through the whole of your flexor chain from your feet, running up your thighs, through to your abdominal region, onto your neck. And then you've got this lovely, lovely flat tabletop neutral spine position from head to toe. Plank is great. There are other exercises. Just to remind you, in a later video, there's reverse plank, which does the exact opposite. Fabulous exercise, okay, but we'll add that in at a future date. So, 15 seconds to go. I shall get into my plank position and we'll be ready to roll. Excuse me. Too much red wine for lunch. I'm joking. I'm joking. So, here we are. 60 seconds on the plank. So, I often like to do seesaw planks. Put on the shoulders in advance of the elbows. Need good mobility in your feet to do this, which one or two of us I know we struggle with, especially if you've had a bunion or an operation on your foot. So we back and forth. Remember the tilt for those of you weaker in the lower abdominals. And when you try it, if you feel it's necessary, bring that in. Neutral spine. Water in the eyes. Working hard. Last 30 seconds. We'll hold it there. I don't know what your record is. I did 3 minutes once. It's not long, but I get bored after 3 minutes. Very boring to hold this for several hours. I think some guy did it for a day or something. And back to the seesaw. Keep it interesting. And there we are, nearing the end. Started to burn a bit there. So, we've now gone through this twice. I hope you're getting as much from it as I am. Getting a bit of a sweat on, dripping. Not a bad workout. It's not going to kill you. We can put something up next week that might, if you like. But yeah, it's a decent segment. You've got a minute 15 to do your exercise. You've got a minute recovery. So I'm kind of the feeling if you select the right type, the correct version of the exercise, the correct level of difficulty, it should be fine for all of you. So we're getting ready for the third round. So I'm going to now bring in, I'm struggling a bit with my mat here actually. It's making my hands slide so for the push-ups, so I'm going to move it. I'm going to do spider push-ups, bring the knees up to the elbow. I will never do this for 1 minute 15 seconds. So, come forward. Here we go. So it's a bit like a one-arm exercise. Did I do scorpion there? I did, yeah. See the knee to the elbow, weight on the right, knee to the elbow, left arm push. So it's very much a strength exercise, a strength push-up, even for those of you who can do 20 to 30. A little micro break, and I'll be back on. Remember the basics, guys. You guys not so strong there. You can go back to that. So for me, let's try some more. Knees to the elbow. I'm about done. But I'm going to keep going. And finish off with a 3/4. Never give up. There's always something you can do. Of course, if you're feeling terrible, don't overdo it. It isn't worth it. There's always another day. Woo! Brilliant. So, the next squat will be squat jumps with a pulse. If I keep this going for 1:15, I'll be very pleased. Adjustment of the shots. Whew. Now squat jumps. Do not do this if you have any pain at all. Remember your basics. Squat, you can even hold on for squatting, guys. You can even sit onto the chair, remember? I don't know if I showed that today, but you could sit onto the chair and come back up. Or you could do the squat pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4 and up. You get it. The squat jumps with pulse goes like this. 2, 3. I have a low ceiling. 1, 2, 4. 1, 4. Power from the legs and depth. Making me blow, but I'm going to keep going to the end because I'm on camera. Last 25 seconds, not reps. As you can see, very tough. Now, if you're a tough guy, you can choose the advanced version of each exercise for the whole workout. You can go spider, you can go pulse jump. I've tried to be inclusive in this workout and video because, as you know, I don't do lots of videos. I've only started recently and I'm probably not very good at it. But here's the content. Those of you who trained with me before will really get it, okay? Whew. So, 25 seconds to go. I'm blowing like a 28-year-old. I'm not. Late 50s. So, where were we? Yes, the band. I will use the high density band and I'll do a single arm row, except I'll do horizontals. So we'll pull in a low row that you would get in the gym. Best posture, see how the elbow flexes, comes back, activate the shoulder. Keep the chest lifted up, shoulder blades down, and pull back. Engage the glutes, draw the navel into the spine, brace the abdominals. You can't go wrong. Keep that arm strong in front. I've looked away from my clock, but I'm sure that's round about halfway. Hold it. I've adopted a neutral grip here, as you see, beer drinking grip. As we draw and pull the band back, wild time to talk and to breathe, and my son is knocking on the door, wanting to come in. But that's okay, isn't it? We don't mind. 10 seconds. I would let you all in if you were knocking at my door. 10 seconds. Great workout for the bicep, great workout for the lats in this angle, and great shoulder stability. Wonderful, wunderbar. Okay, so that's the horizontal pull. I've shown you a ton of things here today. 1 minute to go. We've got one more leg, and always checking on everyone, guys. Everyone we're all important, no matter what level we're at. The most important thing is to stay strong, stay healthy, eat the right food, go low carb, go low sugar if you can. Maximum 2 glasses of wine on a good night. Make sure you take nights off. Every second night, every third night, but you know, enjoy, de-stress, enjoy. So, where were we? I'm talking about red wine. That's not good. I'll be talking to you about Kenneth Williams soon. Oh, matron. So, 10 seconds to go. Kenneth Williams is the king of comedy, by the way. So we have 5 seconds to go. Remember the basic version? Yeah? Remember the harder version? You're going to step back and rear lunge. And then the crazy guy version, my low ceiling. So we'll drop 1, 2, 3, 4. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change. Get the idea? With the pulse for today. There you go. Now, a great exercise for the quads and hamstring glute combination. 1, 3, 4. Legs are burning. 20 seconds. Band's got caught. It's tough. But you tough guys, you can do this all the way through the training program, yeah? Start to finish. Tell me how you get on. Woo! 1 minute rest. Post has arrived. Thank you, postman. Bring it round the side. I'll catch you later, okay? Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Woo! You can tell I'm getting quite tired. He's only just arrived. So, we've got lower body rotations. And we've got plank to finish off with a core. So there we go. Now, with the lower body rotations, if you want to make it a bit harder, well, you can clench something between your feet, but I don't have nothing, so I'm going to stick to the same version. But I will say, in fact, I'll correct that. Where's my foam roller? Kids have taken it. I'll use the shark. Squeeze between the legs, okay? You may unlock your pelvis or your SI joint, who knows? So there we go. Rotations with a squeeze. Keep that squeeze on. A little bit more precise when you're squeezing. So we're engaging the inside of the thigh. I'm doing my travelling again, so I better move back. It's a small room, you must have done this a million times in the gym yourself. There's the rotation. There's the rotation. There's the palms facing up. There's the shoulders facing up. Keep the shoulders down. Do what you're told. Feels like a long time. There we go. My son has just climbed in the window, but that's okay because we've only got one exercise to go. Don't touch nothing, son, please. Don't touch nothing, son, please. Don't touch it. Thank you, Christopher. Give me 1 minute, okay? He's wearing a Scotland top. Christopher, please, Daddy's just got to finish off what he's doing. Thank you, son. I can't, I'm busy. No. Yes, you can. Open them, please. We have a lot of children here. They're all mine. Don't worry. I'm not doing childcare in the meantime. Okay, so the mat comes back down in because it is easier to see, I know that. But it's a brand new mat. It was a bit slippy. I don't know what's going on. So whatever plank version you like, set yourself up. 5 seconds, be ready, get down. Hey ho, let's go. There we go, basic plank. A little bit of everything here. Make sure you're breathing. Calm breathing. Be careful not to exhale too hard. That may make you feel dizzy. So very calm. And here's the seesaw. Here we go. Shoulders popping in advance of the elbow. Maintain neutral. There's the pelvic tilt under. Shh. Flexing the spine. That's something else. We can use all of them. Last 30 seconds. Just holding. Dripping water onto the mat. Last 15. Seesaw. Last 10. Four seconds. And we're done. Way. How about that? We did it. We did it with beginner, intermediate, and advanced versions of these exercises. So, whoo. Time for a cool down. As I've been on the floor, my heart rate has dropped a bit. So I'll just sit back into my fancy new yoga mat that is slippy. And just ease my elbows against the inside of the thigh, the knees here, and open up a little bit. So we'll finish off with just a few stretches to lower the heart rate down. I hope you enjoyed today. I actually, as you clearly saw, I did enjoy that. I like training. I enjoy doing it. Sometimes I know, being at home, you know, the world seems to have changed. For now, let's hope it does get back to normal, so we can all be together again in the gym training. But I have found the virtual to be way, much better than I ever imagined it could be. So that has been an absolute revelation to me, and I will continue doing video and virtual appointments. So push the bottom back, try and take the chest forward, trying to keep the spine in neutral. It's hard for people who are quite tight to the muscles here, so we're stretching the back of the leg or the lower back, one or the other, or both. So pushing the bottom back, tilting the pelvis forward, that tends to make sure that you can get a stretch into the back of the leg. This is not developmental stretch at the moment. We're just running off some stretches as we cool down, okay? Then the other side, push the bottom back. You can see my leg is straight. My spine is flexed, I know. But I'm trying to push the bottom back and tilt my pelvis forward to get a stretch through the back of the leg as well. In my case, and probably many of your cases, the lower back. For one reason or another, my lower back feels a little bit tight from an advanced yoga session I did 2 days ago. Too advanced for me. I think it's my 3rd class. So, my left leg is forward, my right leg is behind in a 90-degree position. Push the bottom back, take the chest forward, and we'll get a stretch, a bit like a pigeon stretch, into the piriformis and the side of the hip. So you can see the angle from the side here. There's 90, there's 90. Push the bottom back, get the chest lifted up. Kind of similar to what I try to do in the hamstring stretch. And if you move inwards a little bit, oh, there we go. Move inwards. And then change legs, please. So bottom back. That's what I need for me. Keep the abdominals pulled in. Now I have been finding of late that many people really desperately need to do this 90-90 stretch, and it's more advanced brother or cousin or sister, the pigeon with the leg behind and then both hips facing forward. And time spent in that has shown tremendous improvements in movement and will prevent injury. So we have hamstring, we have inner thigh, we have pigeon. As I say, it's not developmental time. I'm just going to do a basic hip flexor stretch, the tricep stretch. So engage the glutes, tilt your hip forward, right arm, elbow pointing up, drop the hand between the shoulder. There's the stretch, running all the way through the whole of that right side if you require it. So you engage the glutes, tilt the hip under. Okay, there's our position, like so. And then the other side, which is obviously the side I need it most. Same thing again, leading leg forward, other leg behind, squeeze the butt tilted under. In this case, left arm up, draw the elbow back, and I'm feeling a bit of a stretch on this side, which I didn't on the other side. So we are dealing with imbalances. But it's not developmental, so about 45 seconds on this. Finish off with the child's pose. Sit back like so, arms in front, cover your mat with sweat, not your carpet, and just take a few deep breaths. And there we have it, job done. How long did that take? Well, we'll find out in the video. Maybe 45 minutes to an hour. Stand up. Okay, thank you very much. If you like the video, what do they say on social media? Yeah, click the like button and add some comments there. Most of you know where I am and everything else. You can get back to me as well. So thanks very much, guys. Hope you have a good one. Cheers.